morning, Sherry G. Happy Monday to you. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that. Keep in mind that the views expressed in this video, they're all alleged, they're all of opinion, and it's for entertainment purposes only. So I'm just going to get right into it this morning because I got stuff to do, I got places to go, people to see, just like you do. But yeah, people were coming in my DMs and asking why I did not do any commentary about the Friday night jailhouse debacle involving Ariane and Martell. And here's the reason why. Number one, regardless of how I feel, regardless of what I've seen in the past, I feel that this subject, this thing, this allegation was it's serious. It's a serious nature. And I did not want to put anything out there without having any type of evidence. And we didn't have any evidence as far as something substantial, as far as like, a mugshot or police report. And I know it happened on Friday. And so you just would not necessarily get that information until the following Monday. So my intentions were to just wait until today and see what happens. That was the first reason why. But the second reason why, and the most important reason behind my decision, was thinking about the children. Because if these allegations are not true, I didn't want to put anything out there that was going to have an adverse effect on them. Maybe not now, but maybe in the future. But I kept thinking about now. And the reason why is because the two children are old enough to, even if they don't have access to the internet, they have friends that potentially do. And those friends, if nothing else, those friends have parents who certainly do. So in my opinion, so for me, it just didn't feel good for me to report on it where it could lead to the children being embarrassed or asked questions. I mean, that could still happen now, but I just didn't want, I just didn't, my conscience wouldn't let me do it. I just couldn't do it. I mean, it was the hottest of hot topics. It was all over the place. The story was spent like so many different ways. People just throwing things in there. I've even heard I saw one crazy comment that just really took me out, and I'm like, I need to just back away. There was a couple where people saying things about Knox, that just were not cool. I mean, he's a child, but we're still going there, yet we're saying children are off limits, but we're doing this. And I'm like, this is crazy. And again, I'm just not down for that at all. So it really started bothering me. And then the one comment that bothered me, someone commented, and this was, sometimes I just read the comments just to see what the heck people are saying, right? Everybody does that. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people do it. And we bloggers, we do it because that's how we get information and that's how you get content, So just reading in the comments, I saw where one person actually said that Mel was wearing shades because she was abused. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, because we know for sure that he would have been in jail. There wouldn't have been any getting out, right? So we know for sure if that was the case that it wouldn't have been that easy, and we wouldn't have been seeing Martell and Ariane on our live together. And speaking of the live, yes, I was like, this is so weird and so off because we have never, ever seen them on a live before. So I feel like that was a ploy. Was it a ploy for a cover-up, or was it a ploy for a storyline? I still don't know. So, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. Yeah. So even with the absence of like a mugshot or police report, there still wasn't any timelines given. Like no witness, no one who said I actually saw it. Like, I don't know, maybe I missed that. the original person who posted it? Where did they get it from? The person who posted it in Facebook, who was that? Did they see it, or was it hearsay? Like, where did it come from? Just like the whole Tennessee thing. But there was no timelines given, because we do know that there are people who actually are vouching for the fact that they were filming late Friday night. And Martell mentioned that on his live with Ariane. But yeah, I thought that whole thing, I mean, even looking at it, I'm like, are they in the same house? And he's just in the bedroom and she's in the room. And the way she popped up, I thought, okay, so what, did he give a clue when he said, I'm about to get out of here? And I'm about to get off of here. And she popped in. I did think about that too. And look, we all know that, in my opinion, and allegedly, he is capable of doing something like that. So my head is not in the clouds. Okay, I'm with the reality. I understand that he has a very, very explosive behavior, and that is concerning. So is it beyond him? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, it's not beyond her either. Like I said, there's just certain things for me that it didn't feel good. So I'm just going to leave that there. But I was listening to Make It Make Sense last night. And I also listened to Carlos King last night, because he did a live. And at the very end of the live, he spilled some tea on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Then this morning I started thinking about it, and I went back and listened to Carlos King again. So I'm going to play that for you in just a minute. But going back to Make It Make Sense and his live, he had two people on there. One was a private detective, and one, I forgot her name. But anyway, she is a friend of an attorney who gave her some information. And now the alleged scenario is that it wasn't DV. It was actually a noise situation. So in other words, they were going at it really, really loudly, and they had to be taken in for a cool down, which is not uncommon. They had to be taken in for a cool down. And the reason why that's done is because they don't know, because of how loud they were and disturbing it was. They didn't know if they were going to actually get into an altercation. So to prevent that, they'll take you down, allegedly, to the station so you can cool down. They will separate you. And allegedly, the ladies were saying that's what happened. That Martell was in the men's side and Ariane was in the ladies' side. So, and allegedly, if you call the jailhouse now, they probably won't answer any questions, because Martell was threatening to sue because they were making them look bad, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, now what we're getting is that it is actually, something did happen. It was loud and explosive, but it didn't get into fisticuffs or anything like that. So they were issued a citation, which is like a ticket. And according to the private detective on Make It Make Sense's live, she was saying that we should see that citation by Tuesday. So anyway, hold on just a moment. Hello? 5070. All right, bye. Sorry about that. My daughter's doing me a favor early this morning. So anyway, like I said, I was listening to that, and then I thought, okay, let me go back and listen to the live with Carlos King and DJ Richie, because he spilled some tea, Love and Marriage Huntsville tea. I thought that was interesting, and I did not remember DJ Richie asking anything about Friday night. I thought that was weird, because I'm like, okay, this thing at the jailhouse between Martell and Ariane just happened, and you're not going to ask Carlos? You got Carlos King. You're on live with Carlos King, and you're not going to ask him that question. So I'm just wondering if they talked beforehand And Carlos said, hey, you can't ask about that because it's too fresh. I don't know. Like, I don't know. This is just my opinion. But for me, it just felt weird. And it felt weird that this was the time for Carlos to address it, and he didn't. Or did he? So I'm going to play a part of that live where they're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then I'll leave you to draw your own, leave you to let it sit in and you think about what you heard.
Husband returns Saturday, April 8th, 8 o'clock Southern Central on OWN. And Richie, before I let you go, I'll say this to you. Okay. This season, because unlike other people in my business, I would never say all the time, this season is better than last season, because we're still filming. So I'm not going to say that just yet, because I have to see the entire season before I make that declaration, because y'all know I don't lie. What I will say is this. This season is not a regurgitation of last season. You are about to experience some new dynamics. Okay. Expect the unexpected. New friendships. New alliances. New beefs. And yes, you will see Sheree. Oh! And I'm going to tease you with this. Sheree Whitfield makes an appearance. And the only thing I will say is Sheree gets into a nice, nasty conversation with a cast member that's a female. It's unexpected. It's nice, nasty. It's so nice, nasty that it has a domino effect that involves Martell. And that domino effect got so heated that some people got into a heated disagreement that had to be separated. All thanks to Sheree. Listen, because you know can't nobody do nice.
Okay, so I'm just going to leave that right there because that just had me thinking. Okay, so I don't know. Again, like I said, there's just so the story changed about what happened between Ariane and Martell from DV to now it's noise violation. People were saying that she looked like her face looked swollen, and her face did look puffy to me, but is it because she's pregnant? To me, if it was DV, she would have bruises on her face. As a matter of fact, I was with someone on Thursday, and when I saw her, she had just gone through something like that, and her face was showing the evidence. So not only was it swollen in places, there was bruising, and I didn't see any bruising on Ariane's face. So to me, it looked like she gained weight. What the reason is behind her gaining weight, I don't know. And I guess we'll find that out too because, well, the jury's out on that. But so I don't know if it's true that it really was a citation issued because, okay, we're not going to be able to see that until Tuesday, according to this private detective. But this whole thing is just weird, and there's just, I don't know. Is it a ploy for a storyline for Martell? I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't like to give things unless I have things to back it up. And there is nothing to back up the original allegation, nor is there anything at this time to back up this allegation of it being a noise violation, other than somebody said they checked and blah, 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 right? And you can go back to Make It Make Sense, and you can look at his life and see what he was saying. But yeah, when I went back to listen to Carlos's live with DJ Richie, it just kind of made me think either this was all set up, because Ariane did say that it was Own's fault, and Martell was bold enough to say that it was Carlos's fault. And then Carlos is telling DJ Richie this without telling who all the players were, and that the people had to be separated. And we were told on the live that they were separated. So I don't know what you guys think, but that's all I have for you for right now. But I will be back. Until then, hit that like button if you have it on your way out. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Until next time, ciao.